What is up, guys? I am 00314. You probably remember me. And of course, I just said 00314. Well, I'm trying to get the name change on here, but it's not working. So I'm still 00312. So, anyway, you guys probably remember me from, what was it, a year and a half ago, maybe. I was doing these Batman prediction videos, and everybody was on top of these videos. Well, not everybody, about 34 people. Entirely, I probably got like 100 subscribers while doing these videos, and not much has changed. I still got the long hair going on for me, clean shave. I just did it yesterday, and the Beatles shirts, of course, and Metallica in the background. But anyway, not much has really changed, except now we have so much more information since I've been doing those videos. Now, the last time I did those videos was right before Arkham Origins was announced. Now, there are things that Arkham Origins, took from my predictions. They didn't really take it, but they were probably planning it, and I just happened to predict it. I mentioned in one of my last 3 videos before Arkham Origins was even announced that they were going to make an Origins or a prequel game. And of course it was made, but it was made by a different company. It wasn't made by Rocksteady. So, sorry, my hair's getting a little, But anyway, it was made by a different company, and basically it's in the Arkham's trilogy, but not really. So anyway, and I also predicted in that same video about a release date being in October, which Arkham Origins was released October 25th, 2010? Yeah. Oh, 2000 something. Well, whenever it was released, it was released. I'm going to try to fix my hair a little bit because you guys don't deserve to see flowing hair all over the place. So anyway, one of the next things that I wanted to talk about is we have the official new game, and the trailer's been out for a while now. I've actually already pre-ordered the Batman Statue Edition of this game for the $100, and I'm pretty psyched. I can't wait for it to come. So anyway, there were a few things that game has that I've also predicted as well. Now, of course, we don't know many of the other villains that are in there, with the exception of a few that are mentioned. But I did predict in my past prediction before this game was even thought of entirely, I did predict that Scarecrow was going to be named the main villain, and it happened. I almost thought that the name that I chose, which is City of Terror, might have definitely been the next name of the game, but then again, they want to keep to the Arkham title, so Arkham Knight was the way they went. And I find it completely hilarious, because I was also talking to this other guy. His name is the Carolina Bull 01. You can go ahead and find him by typing it up there in the search bar. You can go ahead and find him. But he doesn't really have many videos these days. In fact, I don't even know if he has any videos at all recently. The last video I saw from him, I believe it was a Batman comic book kind of thing. I don't know if it was an actual comic book or what, and I think it was about 7 months ago I last saw that. I'm not too sure. But he predicted, he personally wanted to see if he can get one of his own created characters into the next game, aka the Arkham Knight. And then I pointed out a few things about his cover art, and I said, you never want the main character to be the biggest thing on the entire cover art. And then I also said they are not going to immediately come up with a new character and then make the game named after that character. And now that I know they have an actual new character, after I basically said in that one prediction video that they weren't going to have a new character unless the writers approve of it. And I mean the original writers, as in the comic book writers, etc., etc. But then they came out with a new character that was approved, of course, and that is brand new, apparently. The only thing we're trying to figure out is who is it. Which I have a few predictions for that. But I found it funny that they named the game after the new character being named the Arkham Knight. And I'm just sitting here watching my old videos. I'm like, it's funny how much I was a little bit wrong on there. But I found that extremely funny. And I'm also going to tag the Carolina Bull in here somewhere, or at least let them know I'm posting this video about him. So, there were a few questions I never really got to answer a long time ago when I was doing all of this. And I might start this up again. I'm not too sure, bring predictions, like what would gameplay be like, and etc., etc. Now, we already have some of those answers. Gameplay is going to be basically the same: square, triangle, circle, and X runs, or whatever X was. I'm actually replaying the first 3 games. I'm actually not going to probably play Origins, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, basically, somebody asked me on one of the previous videos, and I just saw this today actually, and I might have seen it in the earlier days, but he asked something about Calendar Man. Will he be something like the Riddler, but leaving calendar pages all over the place? Personally, my personal prediction about that, and this was a long time ago, so the chances of him even seeing this video, or anybody even seeing this video in the first place, could be slim to none. But, you know, I predict if they do include Calendar Man into the game, which I think it could be a possibility, considering when you went back in Arkham City to find him, he wasn't there after you did all the other, what was it, 12 days of the week, or days of the calendar, and after you came back to him after that, he was gone, he was missing. I think there was a guard hanging in his cell, if I remember. So anyway, if they do bring him back, and it's not like they're going to make it so there's calendar pages laying all over the place and you scan them and oh boy, you unlock something. No, what I think they should do is something like what they did in Arkham City, where on specific dates, or maybe the same specific dates, I'm not sure, but on specific dates, you go and you boot up the game, you go into story mode with Batman, and on the specific dates, you'll get an alert over your intercom, or however they use it, your armband. Alfred will come over, or Barbara will come over the intercom saying, Calendar Man's thugs are doing this, and that's what will happen. It'll be a little special kind of fight that's going to happen within the game on specific dates. Now, considering on the PS4, and I don't know about the Xbox One, but on the PS4, I do not believe you can actually change the time settings. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to double check on that. But if you can't, that's going to be super intimidating, because you're going to actually have to wait for those specific dates to happen. So if the day is on Christmas, because this is being released, what, June 6th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or June 2nd, one of the, I know it's, yeah, June something. So it's going to be released in June, so if there's a specific date in Christmas, and imagine if that's the first date, you have to wait a whole 5 months after the game's release. Did I say 5? I meant 6 months after the game's release to actually be able to play that specific day and get that specific trophy or whatever it is. So I think that would just be the perfect thing to keep people interested in the game. And don't make them all the same kind of thing, like Joker's thugs are robbing a bank, and the next one is a Joker's thugs, or not Joker's, sorry, Calendar Man's robbing the bank. Calendar Man's thugs are robbing the bank. And don't make it the same one over and over again, because that won't get people like to continue playing the game well after it's released. No, you should be like, there's a Calendar Man's thugs are robbing, Calendar Man or is kidnapping, and it's something different every time. It never goes back to the same one that was already played. It's something different. So I think that would be interesting to see. And look at that, we're already at 8 minutes. The next thing I wanted to include in here, nobody asked me this. These are now questions that I personally thought of. How will playing as Harley Quinn change the game, and why would we play as her? Well, here's what we know so far about Harley in this universe. She's well past the fact that Joker's dead. As you can see, she's not mourning anymore. And I believe from the leaked picture that we got, well, not the leaked picture, but the play as Harley Quinn picture that we have, she doesn't have that tattoo on her thigh anymore. I'm not sure if she had another tattoo, but she's still sporting the same look, which is her nurse's outfit mixed with the Arkham City outfit, which I thought was pretty cool. She looks so hot, especially with that cop hat. She just goes like that. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. But anyway, I think playing as her would be kind of interesting, because then you actually, and this, I'm hoping it's during the story mode and not going to be like only during challenge mode. If you play as her during the story mode, that would be very interesting, because then you get to control some thugs against Batman. That would be pretty interesting in my opinion, to be able to do that. And maybe in the end, Harley tries to become a good girl. You never know. Because I think that would be interesting to see a change in Harley. She realizes that it was never Batman's fault, but she still loves the Joker in her own way. And that would be kind of interesting to see. And I would love, and I would hope to see that. I recently discovered there was a Red Hood link over in the UK's game, which is the UK's GameStop. There was a Red Hood play as Red Hood leak, apparently, which play as Red Hood and Harley were both in the same pack, and I'm like, that's not really. I don't think I've ever seen this version of Red Hood, but it's basically just somebody in a white jacket with a red hood over his head, and then the Batman symbol spray right here. So I don't think it'll be like play as Red Hood Joker. I think it'll be play as Red Hood like Batman kind of thing. Like maybe he just decides to just go in his workout clothes to beat up people. So I don't think Red Hood's gonna say Joker, because you know, as much as I hate to say it, I'd actually love to say it. I hope that Joker's dead, and I hope he's not coming back in this game whatsoever. Because I mean, I would love the game either way, whether Joker was dead or he was alive. But I mostly want him to be dead because he went out in a good enough way in Arkham City that I will approve that they cannot bring Joker back. So if they bring him back, I'll be fine with it. I wouldn't care as long as they bring him back in a good way. But if they keep him dead, I will also be fine with it. Because not every Batman game, or every Batman movie, or every Batman comic has to be involved with Joker. Let's give somebody else the chance to shine, such as Scarecrow. The next thing I want to talk about is somebody, or everybody's been wondering, who the heck is Arkham Knight? And I even wonder myself, who the heck is Arkham Knight? I am ruling out Joker right now, so shut up. I am ruling out Red Hood too, which is Joker. I'm not talking about Jason Todd or any of the other Red Hoods throughout the history. But I do think that there is a great possibility it's Jason Todd, definitely. Mostly because he knows who Batman is. He's young, relatively. He's also knows every one of Batman's moves. The only thing I see different is that he's actually, no, I don't see anything different, but he's trying to be the anti-Batman, basically. So I thought that was a pretty good theory. Not to mention, there's a part in the trailer where he's standing over Batman and pointing his gun down at him. Now, that was also featured in the comic book. I didn't read it, but I saw a picture of it, and I thought... And I mean, he was Red Hood during this moment in the comic book, where he's pointing his gun at Batman having his foot on him and all that. So I thought that was pretty interesting that they kind of reused that image. So that could be a key moment that could be saying, oh, that's Jason Todd. Because we know the Arkham Knight is a new character, but is he a new character that we haven't already been introduced to? Just a different kind of uniform. The next thing somebody mentioned in some of the comments, or some of the other videos, comments, and all that, it could be Damian Wayne, which is Batman's son. I like the way they did it in Injustice, where Damian Wayne became the new Nightwing, but yeah, he could also become the new Arkham Knight, so you never know. That could be a possibility. Maybe he holds grudges against his own father, you know, for several different reasons. And then another one said there's a possibility it could be an alternate world Bruce. An alternate Bruce Wayne. So, like, you got the Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 56, Earth 72, the new 52. You got all these different universes. What if this Batman's from a different universe that's acquired technologies to travel throughout universes? And he just stops at our known Batman universe of Arkham. And he just says, this universe isn't right, we gotta fix it. It's the Batman's fault why it's not right. But wait a minute. Wouldn't that mean that he's kind of being a bad guy? Yeah, well, he could be thinking he's also a good guy. Maybe he's not actually working with anybody like we think he is. Maybe he's not actually working with Scarecrow. But Scarecrow knows he's going after the Batman so much, so Scarecrow just keeps saying, I'm sending him after you, blah, 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 yeah. So that could be a possibility. But I think that's a really interesting theory that they're thinking maybe it's another world's Bruce. I think that would be excellent. And going off the fact that, you know, it could be a brand new character, like never before seen at all, like a completely new person. I don't think it would be a completely new person, because what happens when he takes off his mask at the end of the game, or if he takes off his mask at all? We're just going to look at him like, who is this guy? Maybe he's Hush. Maybe he's Hush. He found out Bruce Wayne was Batman, and he decided to take on the role of Batman or something. But there are a lot of people who I would like to say would be the Arkham Knight who would have any of the ability to be the Arkham Knight. The Arkham Knight could be... well, let's look at it this way. Arkham Knight has to be young. I've seen this guy in the trailers. He moves faster than Batman, that's for sure. So that rolls in Jason Todd, Damian Wayne, and I think that's about it. That's all the youngers. That's all the youngins I know. Tim Drake? No, Tim Drake's still in there. But that rules out basically a whole lot of people. He's very agile. He knows Batman very well. He even knows Batman's Bruce Wayne. So could it be Hugo Strange? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe somehow Hugo got to a Lazarus pit and he became immortal. Who knows? So just imagine it's Hugo Strange being the Arkham Knight. That would just be actually, for me, that would be kind of bad if they brought back Hugo Strange in that kind of way. I mean, I know there were rumors in the past about Hugo actually having his own Batsuit, but I really don't think they should bring him back as the Arkham Knight. But trying to think of anybody else who we've already seen. People who we haven't seen yet, like, no, Prometheus could be a good contender. But I doubt that. But my number one choices would be either okay, let's go with number 2 would be Jason Todd, and number 1 would be an alternate Batman. Those are my top choices. And I think that'd be a really, really good idea, because it's playing with 2 of the facts that we already have. A, he's a new character, meaning he's a new Batman from a new universe we haven't explored yet in the Batman universes. And he's also basically a new character as well as being to the universe in general. So he's just a new character all around. And it would also keep to the fact that's why he knows who Batman is, and keep to the fact how he knows everything that Batman knows, and etc., etc. So that'd be a very good observation. I don't know who officially caught it. I don't know the exact name, but that is a very good theory. And I say thumbs up to him, whoever he or she is. I said he or she for the first time. He or she is, because I mean, that's just the greatest idea. Batman is the Arkham Knight, basically. So, well, anyway, this has been 00314, and I am happy to say that I've actually recorded another video for YouTube for predictions, and hopefully I'll see you guys maybe next week, maybe later today, who knows, with a brand new video about predictions of what I think gameplay is going to be like. We'll see. 00312, signing out.